Hey, Kool-aid Krew, somebody give me a 5 for 5 as I get going here. This probably won't be a very long live stream. Just want to get you guys all this information and just kind of give you guys an idea of what's happening. But anyway, guys, this is SDO. We got two, possibly three solar storms going to hit, and it came from some of the blast here on the sun. If you watch right in this area here, right here in the Earth strike zone, see that right there? You can see the corona of the sun get kind of a little bit disrupted on this viewpoint. This is the 211 angstrom of light. Sorry about that, guys. I had the volume turned on over here. But this is the one we usually look at for coronal holes. But it just is what it is, right? So we're gonna take a look at this a little bit deeper. This is kind of interesting right here too. We'll dig a little deeper here. Also, this is Soho. This is the one that sits out about 1,000,000 miles closer to the sun than what Earth is. And what you're looking at here, guys, is just some more blasts. Remember, guys, this is an actual disc on the imager, and why that's there is to block the main light of the sun. If it was not there, it would just get flooded with light, and we would get nothing but a big white blur. So, also, this is the surface of the sun, trying to represent it anyway. This extends out further to cover most of the corona. That's where a lot of the light and the brightness comes from. So, here's Helio Viewer. This is the current sun as we're looking at it right now. These are the current sunspots. We can zoom in here just a little bit, and always put this Earth scale here for you guys so you guys get a really good idea how big these things are. Even the smaller ones, guys, are about the size of Earth. Okay, so that number one, that gives you an idea of how big the spot is, but it also should start to hammer home in your mind how big our sun is and how much bigger it is than the Earth. So if I could zoom out here, watch what the Earth scale does. You see how the Earth just keeps getting smaller, which is what it's supposed to do, right? So if I look up in the sky and I see the sun, looks like that, and I use this reference because this is about the size it looks like when we go outside and look up, right? If you have some solar glasses on, it actually would probably be just a bit smaller. Can I get? That's probably a little more like it. Maybe just a touch bigger. Well, that's too probably about right there. Okay? Now look how small the Earth is now. See that? You can barely see it. If you're on your phone, you might not be able to see the Earth. So what I'm trying to say is that is the size and the scope that we're dealing with here. I don't think people really, and myself included in that, we don't give enough thought to that, of how big of a scope that we're talking about. And not to mention, the sun is about this big in our sky, right? When we look up, it's 93 million miles away. So for something to still be that big when it's 93 million miles away from you, that's something to be said, guys. It's a huge object. I mean, it just is what it is. But again, we kind of take it for granted because, it's every day for us, right? It's just normal life for us. That's just what it is. But I like to put this in perspective for people because there's probably 1, 2, 3 Earths could fit in this sunspot right there. Not to mention there's some of the parallax effect going on here. The parallax effect is when you look at a sphere in the distance or from any distance, anything here on the side is going to look smaller than it actually is. Dirty Woods, what's up? My mama's so big. Hey, Raven, good to see you. Ain't seen you in a minute. It's good to see you. Glad you're in here. Glad you're in here. But yeah, and I'm full of mama jokes too. Just so you guys know, I can throw down with the best of them. We used to do that when I worked out at the factory. We got pretty nasty sometimes. So we don't do that here. So just saying. But anyway, so again, guys, and then this is, I didn't show you guys this yesterday because I showed it to you before. This is Comet Atlas. I can't remember what numbers after that. The reason they name these comets from the satellite that they are discovered on. So I guess that's how they do it. Anyway, that's what I was corrected in the chat or in the comment section by an astute commenter. I appreciate that stuff. If I'm making a mistake, you guys need to tell me I am and tell me what mistake I made. Because I don't want to keep getting it wrong. There was a few things early on when I was starting my channel here, guys, that, I ran with for like a year. And it was like, come to find out, I was completely wrong the whole time. And it wasn't nothing big, but it was something that, I don't want to be wrong for a year. I don't care when people tell me I'm wrong. Just tell me what's right. So that's just what I'll say there. Hey, Sarah, good to see you. Okay. Anyway, hey, Hermit, good to see you. Hey, Heidi, good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody. Lower class, what's up? We had a good time in that members only last night, I thought. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that members only stream. I look to do more of those. I really do enjoy doing them. I really do. It's a time that we can get together and just be who we are and just have some fun. You know what I mean? Especially that last court one I showed you guys, Zoom court. That was kind of crazy. But anyway, this is Dr. Tony Phillips over here, guys, at spaceweather.com. He's talking about the green flash. Now, I haven't talked about this much, okay? This actually is a real mirage, okay? It truly is. It's a mirage. When the sun's setting at certain times of the year in certain areas of our globe, if you look at it just right, the sun will flash green right there. Just a little green flash as it's setting. And you have to be in the perfect spot at the perfect time. These are typically really, just like I said, it's just a flash. This is different. Now, this is still the same phenomenon, but this one lasted like 20 seconds. And that's just unheard of. It just is. It's unheard of. Now, and I know when I show you guys this, a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But before I go there, I want to show you guys what this actually is. Again, it's a real mirage. It's not really flashing green. It's a mirage. It's a optical illusion. Okay. But let's see here. Tim Martin is the one that got this one, and he was in, where was it? It's in the polar regions, obviously. I'm trying to figure out exactly where he was at. I guess, let's see here, Antarctica. Trying to see exactly where. The Weddell Sea, right there. If you guys can see that. Please go over here and read this short little article. It really does help Dr. Tony Phillips over here at this webpage. Any traffic he gets paid for. Okay? So just coming over here and just reading it for a few minutes, and it doesn't take no time. He keeps them short. Plus, because all these over here, it's kind of like people that watch an ad on YouTube. The same thing is happening here on his webpage. So, I'll just say that. Also, I want to highlight that right there. The Northern Lights Company. They run tourism over Northern Light phenomenon, right? But they also, most of those will venture into the midnight sun, which is 24 hours of daylight and 24 hours of darkness, right? Depending on what time of year. I'm stressing that because we need to understand why that happens. Okay, it's because the tilt of our planet. Our axis is tilted at like 23.5 degrees, I think, or 4. And it does move. It does tilt a little. It moves like 3 degrees back and forth. But it takes it thousands of years to do it. Okay? It's not doing it in 2 seconds. Well, wham! There would be no doubt if that happened. The whole planet would know immediately if that happened. In like a drastic way. In a way that it would change things that we look up in the sky and things would be in a different place. If that happened, the whole planet would know immediately. It just would. Okay? Because you would look up at the sky and say, oh my gosh, Polaris, why is Polaris in my western sky? Ain't it supposed to be in the north? So that's what I'm trying to say. Every star in the sky would move. Every one of them would be in the wrong spot. So we have to understand that when we start talking about that. Hey, thank you for the gifted memberships there, Planet Hermit. Hey guys, I've got a goal for memberships too, because I think we have a really good time over there. I'm going to set a goal to get to 500 members by, let's just give it a couple months. We're really not that far off. We're right at about 300 right now, I think. So if we can get to 500, I'll figure out something special we can all do. And, you know, if we can get that far, we get that going, that would really be cool. Really, really, really be cool. Get a lot of people in there, get them involved, do some really cool things. So yeah, so we are right at about 300 members. But thank you, Planet Hermit, for that. You just rock. You come through with that every time. You really do. You're awesome, man. Even if you didn't do that, you're awesome. That's not what I guess that might have sounded a little wrong, but it's not how I meant it. I hope you know that. And I think you probably do. I just wish I could show gratitude at a higher level and more than just saying it. And it's just hard. I don't know what else to say and do. I'm humbled by it. But thank you for being such an intricate part of the Wages World family and all you guys here. My mods, I don't say it enough. My mods are awesome. And just the average listener or subscriber, you guys are just as important. And it's just, you know, I'm blessed. That's just what I'll say. Okay, so, but yeah, so this green mirage, guys, you know, this guy took a picture and like waited. He was doing something. What do you say here? It says he photographed it, and then I was able to photograph it. Then he was able to look up and look at it visually, and then took another picture of it. I have never ever heard this phenomenon to be able to last that long for somebody to do that. This is something that's not out of the ordinary. We get this all the time. Okay, it happens all the time. But for 20 seconds, I mean that's something to say, guys. But okay, so now so this is Comet Atlas again, guys, and I wanted to show it to you on LASCO C3. This is the same satellite as this one. Okay, so let me take you back out here and show you. Here's Earth, here's the satellite, right? But this is just zoomed in. This version is zoomed in. Now, I've shown you this over here before. This is a CME detector. That's really what this is here for. If you guys come over here and start messing with this website at all, just click on these. And they'll highlight the ones when it detects something that it thinks it's a CME. Okay? So you don't necessarily have to watch the whole day run. But I always do, because I know I've looked at this long enough, and I know what this is trying to represent. So I just click on that because it's just quicker for me. But yeah, hey Kim Possible, good to see you. Good to see you. Aliyah. Let's see, what'd you say severe there? Let me try to read there. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, Luke, that's bad. I'm sorry you have that. That's horrible. Wow. Yeah, that's horrible. Hope between dreams. Hey, Sarah. JJ, what's up? Rockstar M5, baby. It's good to see you, Kim Possible. Good to see you. Hey, Miss, you need to send me your address again. I completely forgot to send those cards out to you. I am so sorry. You guys don't even know nothing about that. I was going to send her some cards, and I just completely brained it. I'm sorry, girl. But send me your address again in the text, and I'll get those out to you. It probably won't make it by the time you go for your appointment, though. And I hate that. I'm sorry. I really did. I just forgot. Yeah. So so is my life, I guess. But okay. Hey, Kool-aid Krew, somebody give me a 5 for 5 as I get going here. You guys want to give Kool-aid Krew? You guys want to give me a 5 for 5 there? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, that's a rookie mistake. Another one that I made today. All right, so we are expecting geomagnetic storms. Okay, the official forecast is a G1 on the 25th, early in the day, which would be about. Actually, it could start for us on the 24th because there's a 4-hour difference between East Coast and UTC time, and everything that we talk about here is based off of UTC time. So always remember that. Hey IG, how are you? I hope you're feeling good too. Prayers for everybody here. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But okay, so let me let's go here. Trying to figure out where I want to go next here, guys. Sorry. But anyway, this is SDO, and I'm showing you guys where this is at. This is from our point of view. It's the one that has eclipse season, and it's in geosynchronistic orbit. Okay, it stays over the same part of our planet at all times, but it rotates to keep its eye on the sun, kind of like the eye in the Lord of the Rings, right? But this is a really good one to show you like coronal holes, but I'm showing it to you this time for a different reason. You can see the disruption in the corona really well when there's a CME. So watch right here, and you'll see it. See that? See how much of that got like disrupted and disoriented right there? What I'll do is here, I'll just do it this way. So I'm talking in this area because this is really the CME that I'm most watching. Okay, I'm looking at this one the most. I think this one has the best chance of getting us a good hard hit. But watch where my cursor is right there. Right about there. See that? So watch when this eruption happens right here. It's starting. Now look how far out it disrupts the corona. It kind of does the whole half sun here. Okay? And you probably can't see it unless I run it a little bit faster. So here we go. See that? See how it disrupted? Now when it did that, guess what? It destabilized other areas of the sun. And you can see it have smaller little eruptions around. That's just what happens with magnetics. It's just the way things work. Okay? But with that being said, it is what it is. Now, let me get back to this. Okay. So, I want to show you a different angstrom of light. Okay? Remember that the angstrom of light is just one wavelength of light. And it sees a specific gas. Now, I'm not sure which one that is, what gas that is. But I can tell you the 304, the one we're getting ready to look at here, is ionized helium. Right? And I'll let that load as I get going here. But there was something else too here I wanted to show you. Okay? Because we're having this discussion kind of in the background. We were talking about Earth tilt and what these things mean and all that kind of thing, right? And they are on I think it's this one. Is this the one I went to? Nope. Let's see if I can't find it. Might have been here. I think it was here. Okay. This is probably not going to work. This one isn't. There was another one I wanted to show you guys. Oh, this might have been it. Okay. We'll just use this one and see if it'll help you guys at all understand what's actually happening. Okay. In order to say that the tilt is doing this and doing that, you have to understand exactly what they're talking about when they say tilt. Right? So, I'm not sure if some of you guys might not know. Hey, Ripper, good to see you, brother. And by the way, guys, give me a roll call in there if you could. Just a general location. Some of you guys might not know, but there is a cycle of our Earth tilting. It does vary. It's like 3 to 4 degrees over thousands of years it takes it to move that 3 to 4 degrees back and forth. Okay? And they're called this Milankovitch cycles because he's the one that did the study on these and did all the research and that. But our axis is pointed in the same direction at all times. Okay? So our geographic North Pole. I'm not talking magnetic poles here. Okay? I'm talking about the actual barber pole sticking in the top of the earth. Okay? Where Santa Claus lives. That kind of thing. It's pointed always in the same direction. So as it orbits the sun, let me take this back here to you. Right here. You see this? As it orbits the sun right here, when it's over here, North Pole's pointed this way, right? When it's over here, guess what? North Pole is still pointed that way. That's what gives us our seasons. Because of that tilt, the direction, the direct sunlight varies throughout the year. Also, that also controls how much daylight time you have. So, if we had a drastic change, like 10 degrees, if our tilt had changed 10 degrees, you guys would see completely different daytime hours on the whole planet. We would all know it immediately. There would be no questions asked that happened. There would be no question at all. Because, in other words, last year in November, let's just throw this out here, I had, let's say November 6th, I had 10 hours of daylight. Last year, right? Well, this year, November 6th, I only had 6. That's the kind of difference I'm talking about here, guys. It's huge. And the more the tilt you're talking about, the more things change. If our tilt actually went to 90 degrees, do you guys know what would happen? Because there's people out there that think that actually has happened. If our axis had tilted to 90 degrees, that means when the sun is on this side of the planet, of the sun, when the Earth is on this side of the sun, because the tilt would be right on the equator of the sun. So when you're sitting there spinning, guess what? The sun would shine for 4 months and never go down. And then on the other side, it would be dark for 4 months. Do you guys know what would happen? You would get fried over here, and you would freeze to death like an icicle over here. And that would happen 6 months apart. And then at the fall and spring equinoxes here, you would have exactly 12 hours of daylight and sunlight. Exactly. If we were at 90 degrees. So please understand that. And I don't know how else to explain it. I really don't. I wish I had a better way to and I can take you to some YouTube videos, but I want you guys to understand what we're talking about when we use these words. This is eccentricity, okay? This is our orbital path around the sun. See what's happening here? Look on this side. We actually get further away from the sun, and then we come back for 1 year. It's here, and then however many years later, it's out here. I can't remember exactly what that time frame is, but that happens. Okay, it's a natural cycle. It's been that way. It's never changed. Now, when we talk about tilt, guys, this is what they call. This is where stuff starts getting kind of muddied for most people because they don't understand the words. They don't understand the vocabulary words. This is obliquity. When somebody says, hey, we went from 22 degrees or 23.4 degrees tilt right there, okay, to 24.5 degrees, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about your tilt. You see this little itty bitty movement here. What'd I do there? Hold on. Okay, right here. You see how much that's moving? Our tilt, that's all that it ever moves. And it takes it like 40,000 years to do that. Right there. Now, Earth wobble. It's actually, they call it precession. Okay? So, this is our axis, right? And we're spinning around that axis. Now, I get what everybody's thinking here, but it takes it 25,772 years for it to do this cycle. This is not happening overnight. This is not happening in next year, 10 years, 1,000 years. It's taking it 25,000, almost 26,000 years to complete that cycle. This right here is why Polaris will not be our North Star forever. It will be switching to star, whatever that, however you want to pronounce this name. Now, I can't tell you exactly when that's going to happen. I don't know what year. We won't be here. All of us will be dead and gone. Okay? Hey, Monk, what's up? Yeah, you know, and again, that's called precession. The wobble is. Yeah, we do wobble some, but this is a very normal thing. This right here is. Now, I'm not saying that we can't go out of what's normal either. All right? I'm not even saying that at all. Things happen, guys. It's just that if it did happen on like an immediate fashion, like people think that can happen, there would be no question that it did. Because everything around you would change immediately. It really would. Your environment would just change. Yeah. The best way to explain it is, if this wobble happened really, really quickly, the stars in your sky would move. They would not be where they're supposed to be. How can you check that? Go grab yourself a textbook from 1940. It's easy to find on the internet. Go find a science textbook or an astrophysics textbook from the 40s. Flip open to a star chart, and it will tell you where the stars are supposed to be in 1940, right? Compare it to now. Guess what? They are in the exact same spot. That's my point. Now, if something happens and this changes, obviously, I'll be the first one out here telling you. But it's hard to just say, hey, this happened because of what? Reasons? Well, what reasons you got? Show me. I want to see it. And, you know, and to the tilt thing here, too. If this tilt had changed in any drastic way, guess what? Every sundial on the planet wouldn't work. Any Boy Scout that gets lost in the woods would be lost forever because they can't navigate by the stars anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. All that stuff would just be boom. Right? It would be just what it is. So, yeah. Now, again, guys, I have no qualms with people having a different opinion on this. But I'm showing you right here what is actually supposed to be expected and everything else with that. Now, even right here in this article, they show you that over that period of time, look what they're showing you here. This is how much of a drastic change our Earth will go through. This happens, but it doesn't happen in 12 hours or 5 hours. And also remember this too, guys. 70% of the planet is water. What do you think would happen if you took the axis right here and went whoop whoop? I can tell you what would happen. Fill your bathtub up and take a bowl in there and flick it back and forth that quick and see what happens to the water. That's exactly what would happen to our oceans. There would be no, I mean, I don't know how else to say it, guys. I just don't. I wish I could be a little bit more calm there, but it just does kind of, you know, it gets my blood boiling a little bit because I've explained it a bunch of times. And I'll keep explaining it. It's not a big deal to do that. It's just, I hope people are understanding it. And I also hope that they understand that it's okay for them to think that I'm wrong. I understand that, and that's okay. I'm not mad at anybody. they can think I'm wrong, and you know, and then I can think I'm right, and until they show me that I'm wrong, you know what I mean? Hey, Heidi, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. $10 super sticker. Thank you. Truly do appreciate that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I will go through that, and I really wasn't planning on doing that tonight, but I figured, what the heck. Oh, man, if I get the memberships too, awesome sauce, baby. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Loving it. Thank you, Heidi. Appreciate it. Who got those? J. Marissa. Oh, I missed the freaking roll call again. Kim Canadian, Faye Knox, Ron, what's up? So tell her thanks, guys. Kimberly got one. Awesome. So yeah, guys. Again, guys, I'm going to try to get in some more members-only streams too. I hope to be able to add more and more as I get into my routine here. It's hard to find a routine sometimes. I think you guys all know that, especially if you got kids. It takes a minute. Okay, let's give me a roll call here. Guys, give me another roll call on there if you would. I'm sorry I missed it again. I don't know why I do that. Just in case, what's happening? All right. What we got? What we got? What we got? Where we at? Where we all from here, guys? People probably don't want to talk now. I've already worn them out. I tell you, this is okay. Central Wisconsin. It's for Wise Jen. Jeremy, hey, what's up? Eastern Washington. I'm sorry I had to have you guys do this again. Hey, Alyssa, good to see you. Hello from Tahoe. Love it, Michelle. 9 o'clock news, Fort Worth, Texas. I'm a Dallas fan. Don't hate me. Itchy Ander gifted 5 memberships. Well, thank you. Very, very cool. Very cool, guys. Guys, you guys have to help me come up with something special to do if we hit those goals. Because I really do want to do something special if we can hit those goals. I'm having a hard time thinking of something to do. But we could talk about that later. Neptune. Alberta, Canada. Love my Canucks. Texas, baby. Love it. Southwest Michigan. Yes, it's cold. Southern Oregon, baby. We know that, Ripper. Love you, brother. For real. No joke. No joke. That's a good man right there, guys. You guys have to understand. Hey, Susan. Good to see you. San Francisco. Hey, I'm going to kind of age myself here, but you know, what was that? The San Francisco treat, rice-a-roni. There you go, rice-a-roni. The San Francisco treat, ding ding, on the little trolley that goes through town there. I'll never forget that. I mean, it was a commercial as I was growing up. Okay, so back to space weather. Monk's in the house. Susan's here too. Heck yeah. Okay, but check this out, guys. I showed you guys this yesterday. This eruption right here. It's getting ready to happen. I'll show it to you. Right there. That one there. I do think that's the one that's got the best chance of hitting us. And the best chance of giving us a... yeah, IG, for real. I squirreled there for about 5 minutes, didn't I? Man. Hey, Kathy. Aloha, girl. Good to see you. That would be nice in the house. Yeah. The CME, we can expect that tomorrow. You must have missed it when I said that a little bit earlier. I probably just buzzed right by it too. Let me show it to you again here. This is the official forecast here, guys. So it should happen. It should arrive about this time tomorrow. Okay? So wherever you're at in the world, whatever time it is, that's where it'll be. Okay? So there you go, right there. G1, we're not talking about some big massive storm here, but we are talking about geomagnetic storm. I also want to show you guys this. I haven't shown you guys this in a minute. Well, I got to go over here for that. Okay, this right here, guys, this is spotless days. This is spaceweather.com. Please come over here to Dr. Tony Phillips' page and check it out. But this is the sun cycle. You can see the sun cycle here. And what this is representing, how many days there were no sunspots facing Earth. So when you see the number 0 for 2 years in a row, that means you're in solar maximum. It means there's been spots facing Earth every day. Okay? That's what that means. Now, compare that to solar minimum. See this? 2019. 281 days there were no sunspots facing Earth. 77% of that year there were no sunspots facing Earth. But did you know we still had some pretty big geomagnetic storms that year? So keep that in mind. The sun can still do what it wants, when it wants, and how it wants to do it. We can't change it. We can't control any of that, but this is what it does. Now, you can even look, even just looking at this little curve right here, you can see us go from maximum, where it's dipped in, to minimum, to maximum here, and then minimum. This takes us all the way back to 2006. We can also look at that here. Okay? So, you know, this month, the highest month has been August. We had 216 sunspots facing Earth that month. That would be, again, over 108 or 109 more than was forecasted. This was their forecasted line. And they allow themselves plus or minus however many, and that's what this gray shaded area is. It didn't even come anywhere close to the plus or minus. We've not been on that red line exactly at all this sun cycle. We have been above it every month. Alaska, Bob Dobbs in the house, baby. Bob Dobbs is in the house. Tiger NZ, love it, love it, love it. New Zealand, baby, love my New Zealand people. Heck yeah. Okay, so guys, that's all I really have as far as space weather for you. Okay, I don't want to sit here and just try to find something to talk about, right? I didn't want to do that to you guys, and that's one of the reasons I didn't put a morning video out today. Because I seen we weren't having that much space weather. Just wasn't much going on. Now, in the future, moving forward, when I have a slow day like that, I've got some stuff I'm working on in the background already that I'll be able to bring to you guys and share with you, so we can still have a decent show and have a decent amount of time together, and you know, all of that. But with that being said, guys, you know, I'm not going to sit here and waste your time either. I'm not going to just come over here and talk just to talk. There's some people out there that do that. Now, sitting here and I might do this at some point. I might just open it up for a Q&A at some point. And if you guys want to throw me some questions, I'll be able to answer them. But we're not going to do that tonight. But we can work on that in the future. And I can even have you guys call in on Zoom or whatever, on some sort of app or something that maybe you guys want to call in, and you can actually we can talk, have a conversation. Exactly, Miss Honeybee. Love it, love it, love it. Pedro Garcia. Well, thank you, Pedro. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. SMN 33. Feels like it too. Heck yeah. My balance is junk when we get CMEs. That is a very common thing, Heidi. That's a very valid point. If you guys don't know, and I will go over this. Moons, everyone. I will go over this at some point. What the sun, as far as geomagnetic storming, what it can do to us biologically, and what it does do. We have to pay attention that anytime we get space weather, guys, we will be affecting the human resonance. Okay, it just does. The natural vibrational frequency that bounces around between our surface and the ionosphere is the human resonance. Now, they say that the normal resonance that we require to feel normal is 7.83 hertz. Okay? So when it's off because of whatever is going on, it can cause people to, well, my grandma used to say this, the crazies are coming out. Or it's kind of like the full moon phenomenon the hospitals see. It's kind of similar to that. But that's a real thing that happens. A full moon comes out. You guys can go look at the stats. The emergency room visits just skyrocket. It's kind of crazy how that works. Johnny Appleseed, what's up? Soaking in the waves, baby. Love it. Alrighty, guys. I am going to go ahead and pop off because I don't want to just sit here and just talk to talk. Now, again, guys, I'm probably going to try to work in another members only stream here this weekend. But I'm setting up a template also for a morning video. I'm about done with it. So with that being said, I'll be able just to do a 5 or 10 minute bam, just space weather data stuff, and for a morning video for people to see that will allow them to understand, this is the actual space weather conditions. So you guys know that I nowcast. I don't forecast. I try to show you guys what's happening right now. So, but I appreciate you guys being here. I will see you guys on the next one. And listen, prayers for Adam. I think he's still going to do a show tonight. He might be getting ready to start now. I don't see a notification yet. But guys, just prayers for Adam. He had oral surgery yesterday, Marfugal. So I'm not sure if he'll be able to do a show tonight yet. I don't know. But if he is, I'll be there, and I hope you guys are too. Also, guys, we just got to support everybody in our community. Like I meant last night, at the end of my members only, I was going to have us all sneak over to Axe's channel, Axe and Nacho, and I forgot to do it. They were live, and it would have been cool for all of us to go over there and say hi. And it would help him too. So, in the future, we'll kind of do that kind of thing. They call it love bombing, which is fine. I'll love bomb all day long. I don't care. But anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always,